Well, what an event.
Yeah, it's a fantastic day for it too.
No, it's great to get, it's just nice to get executives together in a forum like this at Monona Terrace. I always like the venue here as well.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and there's a lot of great thought. I mean, I learned a lot today. That's always nice.
Yeah. So what do you think? I mean, that's I've been doing a lot of research and reading on these top IT trends as well, and the three keep consistently coming up. Business intelligence.
Yep.
This kind of renewed, revitalized business app spend,
and then security
and risk management security.
Yeah, absolutely. I see those as the spaces where people are most interested as well, and our business is kind of built that way.
Yeah, that's what excites me is we've really aligned around those three as well.
Yeah. So you've been in the biz app space forever.
Yeah.
So what are you seeing that's really changing, and kind of it's kind of a revitalization, but what are the driving forces behind that?
I think two things. One. Applications really have reached an end of life in some cases. A lot of people haven't changed their business apps really since Y2K. So you start to see some apps hitting the end of life, but then probably more prevalent would be the evolution of technology and what's changed in technology. So a mobile framework. Right. As an example, browser-based applications, the ability to access these applications from anywhere. And I think that's really driving business app adoption. What do you see going on the business intelligence side?
Oh, it's interesting. I think people have gotten accustomed to having information sort of based decision making, and I think executives believe that's a way to empower people in their organization to sort of execute and operate with excellence. And so I think they're investing in that. I do think there's some natural forces in the technology sector that are creating it. We see, more disparate systems,
right.
Systems in the cloud, systems on premise, and so there's a need to sort of put those things together in some way that you can see them. I think people understand, or are starting to understand, the value of data itself.
Right.
And the fact that it's information sort of about the history of their organization, and they want to own it rather than having it in an application.
So that's the trend. That's the interesting trend is, we traditionally have seen manufacturers present their business intelligence solutions as part of their software offerings. Now we see this, proliferation of EDW, right? And the enterprise data warehouse, where that starts to allow us to really make that information our corporate asset.
Correct.
Own that information.
Yeah, and I think people understand they need to invest in it. And I think if they don't, I think they know their competitors are going to blow by them.
Yeah.
So I think and then security is a stalwart on the spend.
Well, and the interesting thing on that is all the research we've been doing on security shows that most people are significantly concerned that their organization is not secure enough, their data is not secure enough, yet the spend trend isn't yet as high as the concern.
Yeah, so I've been in the security business a very long time, and that's what you see is every year come out and there's so much of the budget's allocated towards it, and every year goes by and it isn't really allocated. And I think it's because I don't think the security industry has a sort of a straight line message of how to create, a true, defense plan. Yeah. And so, I think if in fact people, chief information security officers and CIOs or CLOs, CFOs, if they really had sort of a good vision and clarity, okay, if I spend this doesn't happen, I think that's what will help people create that investment and be able to communicate it to their boards and to their CEOs. And so, we're trying to do some work around that. But it's a difficult space to be in because it changes literally daily with new types of attacks and new viruses and new challenges, right. and you just never know when it's going to come, where it's going to come from next.
Well, in some future time when you and I are having another glass of wine, I need to spend a little more time talking about the risk management practice area.
Absolutely.
I mean, these three, and I'm going to write these down because these are just great. I mean, they're consistent talking points that I think, these trends that we're seeing with our client base, they're consistent trends within the industry. And so it's BI or business intelligence.
Yep.
And this kind of what I call the revitalization of spend on business apps, right?
Yeah, and I think that's exciting with that mobility angle to it as well. There's something for the end user, power user community coming with it.
Yep. And then let's call it risk management.
Yeah, and security.
And security.
And how do we really do that? And how do you know, if we're going to spend this dollar today, it's going to be still valuable to me tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. And what I like about this is, the three pillars of SVA: business intelligence, business applications, and risk management. I mean, it just aligns so well with the needs of our clients today.
Correct. Feels good.
Yeah, it does.
Cheers.
Enjoy a glass of wine at Monona Terrace.